Hey yo, what is going on, viewers of the tube? My name is Tyler and welcome to the channel that is about to make you as sad as that one time Jared from Silicon Valley met his parents.
You guys had kids after me.
Well, one was after.
Pardon?
Pete and Lisa were before you.
Right. I don't understand you. I was your third child and you gave me up?
Yeah, it just got way too difficult for us. Couldn't go on as many flights.
2 parents, 2 kids, that's a clear row across.
Yep.
1 A, B, C, and D.
So you gave me up to simplify your first class air travel?
Don't worry if you're feeling alone, you got a home right here. It's time for Chico Crypto. Today we are bringing the smackdown because the light is starting to get shed on the bad actors in the space. Under the disguise of build, we are here for the crypto markets. But in actuality, the major crypto exchanges are being complacent in the laundering of illicit funds through cryptocurrency. So if you've been watching my channel, I have said Binance and most Chinese exchanges are involved in illicit funds transfers and money laundering. And finally, I get some backup. Like we always say, the shat, it always comes out in the wash. Well, it comes from Chainalysis. But first, who is Chainalysis? Well, they are a research and data analysis firm who provides blockchain data to government agencies, exchanges, and financial institutions across 40 countries. In Chainalysis, they are highly involved with the US government. Just in October of last year, the US government contracted and used some of their proprietary software to bust a crypto and Bitcoin child pornography ring. From this NPR article, and IRS special agents were able to trace the transactions to the physical location of the server in South Korea. Fort stated, authorities used software from the company Chainalysis to analyze blockchain transactions and map out contributors and users of the site. And this bust, it was not just localized to the United States, it was global. Law enforcement agencies have arrested and charged 337 site users so far across the US and in the United Kingdom, South Korea, Germany, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, the Czech Republic, Canada, Ireland, Spain, Brazil, and Australia. So when people say that crypto figures are out of the reach of the long arm of the US, they are BSing. If the US wants someone, they get them. In Chainalysis, they are dropping the public crumbs of what they are currently finding. Just yesterday, they dropped this blog post, which I'm sure no YouTuber will even bring up. Money laundering in cryptocurrency, how criminals moved billions in 2019. Of course, this isn't all the data Chainalysis has, and that includes our government. But according to the blog post, thanks to inherent transparency of blockchains, we can look at cryptocurrency's money laundering ecosystem from a high level and draw insights that aren't possible when studying money laundering in the traditional fiat currency world. So let's start by examining the most common destinations to which criminals have sent bitcoins over time. And they provide this graph where tracked illicit Bitcoin has been going since 2016. They provide 5 areas: other services, uncategorized, exchanges, risky services, and illicit services. The difference between risky and illicit services is risky includes P2P exchanges, mixing services, high-risk exchanges, and gambling sites, while illicit includes ransomware addresses, sanctioned entities, darknet markets, and addresses associated with scams and stolen funds. As we can see, illicit services and risky services made up the bulk of illicit funds movements in 2016, combined over 65%, while others, uncategorized, and exchanges made up the other 35%. But by 2017, a massive change started to occur. Exchanges started to take up a much larger percentage, while risky shrunk to peanuts, basically nothing, while illicit got shrunk in half. As of today, we can see now exchanges make up the large majority, over 50%. Illicit funds are being moved to exchanges to get washed and cleaned and turned into fiat. According to Chainalysis, 2019 has been a paradigm shift. This has never occurred before, where known illicit funds were making their way to exchanges, without the exchanges doing a goddamn thing about it. From the blog post, over the course of the entire year, we traced 2.8 billion in Bitcoin that moved from criminal entities to exchanges. Just over 50% of that went to the top two, Binance and Huobi. As we can see, Binance is culprit number one with 27.5% of illicit funds received on its exchange, then Huobi with 24.7%, and then all other exchanges with 47.8%. So how could this be? Two of the most popular exchanges who supposedly require KYC, and both exchanges have launched a US arm, Huobi US and Binance US, which I previously showed was set up and created by the same person. It's obvious, after he successfully created Huobi US, he is now contracted by Binance to do something similar for them. That video is in the description if you want to check it out and get the full story. But this article sums it up nicely. November 2018, Binance invests $3 million in an OTC desk called Koi Compliance. And below, while CEO and founder Hao Chen, who was previously the CTO of HBus, Huobi US, added, "Our team of experienced traders and sales personnel will join forces to tap into vast networks of counterparties in North America, Asia, and the European Union, bridging the gap that divides the current OTC landscape." Then, when Binance US got announced, we found out about a mystery partner, BAM Trading Services.
And there you have it. Just that simple.
Which is the compliant, supposedly FinCEN registered, in my opinion, thrown together in a few months company that is running Binance US. And from this CoinDesk article, BAM Trading appears to be working with Koi Compliance, the fully managed solutions wing of the over-counter crypto trader Koi Trading, since BAM's mailing address on the FinCEN registration is CO'd Koi. Binance Labs invested $3 million in Koi Trading on January 24th. And guess what? In December, Huobi abruptly decided to close their US operation. And when asked for comment on why, they never answered. I know why. Pressures and fear of going down, because the US government is onto the money laundering operations. And Binance is actually rubbing it in regulators' faces. They still allow US traders on the main Binance exchange, when they are supposed to stop that by September. From our cryptocurrency subreddit yesterday, I know Binance.com says they don't allow trading if you live in the US, but do they enforce, or can you deposit, trade, withdraw up to 2 BTC a day? Someone answers, I'm in Kentucky and just deposited ETH to Binance and bought VeChain and then withdrew it to my wallet. So it's obvious they are disregarding the regulators who are working with Chainalysis to see how illicit funds are being moved with Bitcoin. Let's just see what else Chainalysis uncovered from their high-level public report. As I said, you know the government has a private one with even more detailed data. Chainalysis was able to track the number of individual accounts on Huobi and Binance sourcing illicit funds, and was able to break them down into buckets based on total value of all Bitcoin they've received in 2019. Basically, small traders, money launderers, versus large whale, money launderers. Overall, they found just over 300,000 accounts at Binance and Huobi receiving funds from criminal sources, and this is how it was broken down. Like expected, the majority of accounts were small traders. Over 214,000 accounts were in the $0 to $100 value bucket, and the total they received, just $2 million in illicit funds. Next value bucket, $100 to $1,000, which there were over 52,000 individual accounts, and received a total of $12 million in criminal funds. Now, I'm sure you can already see the pattern. The bigger the value of the bucket, aka the bigger the whale, the less of them, the less individual accounts, but the total amount of illicit funds grows. $1,000 to $10,000 bucket, over 26,000 accounts, smaller, but with a total value of $84 million. Bigger. Down the line, number of accounts shrink while value explodes until we get to the end. 1 million to 10 million bucket, only 118 whale accounts that received over $303 million in illicit funds. And the final bucket, 10 million to 100 million, the big daddy whales, only 11 accounts that received $327 million. So a small segment of accounts took in most of the illicit Bitcoin sent to Binance and Huobi. The 810 accounts in the three highest receiving buckets took in a total of 819 million in Bitcoin from criminal sources, representing 75% of the total tracked. So who exactly are these whales driving the illicit activity? From the blog post, our analysis suggests that many are OTC brokers, over-the-counter facilitators. Who did Binance invest $3 million in? Koi Compliance and Trading, their website, OTC Trading. Remember Hao Chen of Koi Compliance, who helped set up Binance US and set up Huobi US as their CTO. Well, he has done another flop, right back to Huobi. Going to his LinkedIn, he is now the founder and CEO of Legend Trading, an OTC desk. And if we go to their website, Huobi, #1 partner. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that these US OTC desks are directly receiving the illicit funds, but they end up being compliant through the web of money washing. Chainalysis provided an example of illicit funds going through OTC intermediaries, rogue brokers, exchanges, and so forth. But Chainalysis put together a list of the 100 major OTC brokers they believe to be providing money laundering services, based on the fact that they received large amounts of cryptocurrency from illicit sources. They call this list of OTC desks the Rogue 100. I wish they would give me the list. They don't, but I'm sure it's in the hands of the governments across the world. And as we can see, the total amount of Bitcoin received through the Rogue 100 has been exploding since 2017, month by month. And what's hilarious is Chainalysis shared this with Binance before publishing, and their chief compliance officer, Samuel Lin, said Binance is committed to cleaning up financial crime in crypto and improving the health of our industry. We will continue to improve on our proprietary KYC and AML technology, as well as the third-party tools and partners we work with to further strengthen our compliance standards. Oh really, Binance? Binance, who is receiving the largest majority of illicit funds all the way back in October of 2018, announced they were adding compliance tools from Chainalysis. They aren't using them and they don't care, because this money laundering operation is how the exchange survives. Without it, Binance would not be the powerhouse it is, and would just be another exchange with volume similar to Coinbase, Bittrex, and more. And soon you guys are in for a treat. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how this operation works. I've talked about it before: Chinese underground banking systems, the Mexican cartels, drugas, darknet markets, and more. It's coming, and these dumb mother truckers forgot that Bitcoin can and will be tracked. I almost feel sorry for those involved, but I don't. Cheers. I'll see you next time.